and I know I sound a little bit like a valley girl. Justice is hard, but it's true. I could try to catalog all of the day's problems, but we probably want to go home at some time today. So, I'll spare you the list of injustices, and we'll just operate on the assumption that we're living in an unjust time, which has followed centuries of injustice. A lot of smart people have come before us and done amazing things, and still, heaven's something beyond this earth. The internet tells me that the Nobel people have given out the Peace Prize 94 times, and still, heaven's something beyond this earth. Social workers have been a profession for a little over a century, and still, heaven's something beyond this earth. Yeah, justice is hard. But we're social workers, and our job title says something about us. We work. We have to be able to do something about injustice. So, what keeps us moving? How do we center ourselves? Maybe it's because I'm a transgender woman who's engaged to another woman, and I've had to come out of the closet like 3 or 4 times. But I've always been attracted. I've always been attracted to the principle that all human beings have inherent worth and dignity. That centers me, and it keeps inspiring me to do work. It's a simple idea that's also intensely substantive. It's a Catholic social teaching, a teaching in other religions, and one of social work's core values. Those of us receiving degrees today, we've decided to live our lives dedicated to working toward that ideal, that all people are treated with dignity. It's work that's worth waking up for. So when you center your moral universe around the idea that all human beings have inherent worth and dignity, your portfolio gets heavy. It's not enough to be friendly to people. You have to do things that social workers are trained to do. You have to be knowledgeable about different cultures. You have to be empathetic, even when someone's pain is relatively new or even scary to you. Everybody's got different abilities, right? And so that's part of being human. You're different than everybody else. But a lot of societies are set up to advantage only a certain group of people. Disadvantages are endemic to our civilization. Disadvantages rob people of dignity. Disadvantages pushed Beyonce to write the song Flawless so that we feel better about ourselves. Woo! Part of upholding the worth and dignity of every person means dismantling these endemic disadvantages. It means dismantling whole brutal systems. Part of upholding the worth and dignity of every person means working on different levels, sometimes at once. Working with individuals, working with neighborhoods and governments, working on all these levels to ensure that people live good lives. There's a sense in which these things I'm saying are obvious and prosaic, but you know, these problems, the indignity and suffering of billions, the catalog of problems that would take all day to mention, these problems persist, which means we have to talk about them, and we have to gear our practice toward them. The persistence of these problems means social workers like myself, who tend to prefer working on policy issues, it means we have to work like clinicians sometimes, because working against indignity means being empathetic towards individual people. The persistence of these problems means clinicians have to think like the policy nerds, because your clients won't stop being miserable until change is brought to all of the things that reinforce that misery. There's a sense in which these things I'm saying are obvious and prosaic, but the National Catholic School of Social Service sets itself apart from other social work schools by allowing students to combine clinical and social change concentrations. Our school really emphasizes social work on all levels, but not all schools do. If you center your moral universe on the idea that all human beings have inherent dignity, you have to work against injustice in all of its forms. Because someone much smarter than me and living many decades ago pointed out how injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. If you're a social worker, it's actually your ethical obligation to uphold the inherent worth and dignity of all people, so you have to work against injustice in all of its forms. Our portfolio is heavy, but the principle we have to work for is actually quite simple and centering. Our portfolio is heavy, but we just earned degrees in how to work on this hard stuff. So good on us. Happy graduation, class of 2020.